Welcome to This Explainer. You know, if you've ever just stared at the ceiling at 2 in the morning, feeling literally exhausted but totally unable to sleep, well, you're absolutely not alone. And man, you know exactly how frustrating it can be when your own body feels like it's fighting against you. So today, we're focusing on natural, sustainable, and entirely science-backed solutions for insomnia. We're going to break down exactly how you can stop fighting your biology and start giving your body the natural support it desperately needs to finally get some rest.
Okay, let's dive right into this. 1 in 3. Think about that for a second. A massive 1 in 3 adults is dealing with insomnia. It's an absolute crisis. And what do most of us do when we can't sleep? We do exactly what we've been taught to do, right? We reach over to the nightstand for a sleeping pill. But here's what the clinical research actually tells us about that approach.
There is a really stark contrast between these two methods. See, sleeping pills don't actually fix your insomnia. They just mask it. They're basically a chemical band-aid. And the second you stop taking them, the insomnia comes rushing right back. And honestly, sometimes it's even worse than before. Natural remedies, on the flip side, are all about fixing the root cause. It's about working with your biology, instead of just trying to medically override it.
To really understand how this biological approach works in practice, let's look at a real-world example. I want to introduce you to Sarah. So, Sarah had been struggling with debilitating insomnia for 2 full years. 2 years of waking up at 3 a.m. with her mind just absolutely racing, completely unable to get back to sleep no matter what she tried. I mean, we're talking 2 years of sheer exhaustion and deep, deep frustration.
Looking at Sarah's timeline here, you can see she literally tried everything. In month 1, melatonin supplements totally failed her. By month 6, she was taking prescription sleeping pills from her doctor. Fast forward to month 12, and she's trying to use alcohol just to wind down, which, as you might guess, completely backfired and ruined whatever sleep quality she had left. Counting sheep, whale sounds, nothing worked consistently. That is, until month 24, when she discovered a really fundamental truth. The true solution to insomnia isn't a pill, it's a process.
So what exactly is that process? Well, it starts right here with Remedy 1, Magnesium Glycinate.
Magnesium is arguably one of the most important minerals in the human body. Yet, crazily enough, up to 75% of adults are actually deficient in it. So why does this matter so much for your sleep? Because magnesium regulates your nervous system by activating what are called GABA receptors. Think of these as specific brain receptors that basically calm down hyperactivity and actively prepare your mind for sleep. Without enough magnesium, your nervous system is stuck in this state of low-level hyperactivity all night long, making deep, restorative sleep almost impossible. Oh, and the specific form you want is magnesium glycinate. It's highly absorbable, and the glycine it's bound to actually has its own independent sleep-promoting properties. A real win-win.
Putting this into practice is incredibly straightforward. Sarah just started taking 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate exactly 1 hour before hitting the pillow. And the results? Within just 1 single week, she was falling asleep faster and waking up way less frequently in the middle of the night. No prescription needed, absolutely 0 side effects. She was just finally giving our body a crucial mineral it had been desperately missing.
And that perfectly sets up our next step. Remedy 2, Chamomile tea.
Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking. Tea? Really? Come on. But hold up. This isn't just some old wives' tale. It's an ancient practice that is now fully backed by rigorous modern science. Chamomile contains this powerful antioxidant called apigenin. And apigenin literally binds to specific receptors in your brain that promote relaxation and drastically reduce your anxiety. In fact, a study published in the journal Phytomedicine found that chamomile extract significantly improved sleep quality in adults with chronic insomnia when compared to a placebo. Plus, just the physical act of drinking a warm liquid naturally lowers your core body temperature afterward. And that drop in temperature is a massive biological trigger that accelerates sleep onset.
So Sarah's routine for this was brilliantly simple. She just drank 1 warm cup of chamomile tea about 30 minutes before getting into bed. That gives you 2 major sleep benefits: anxiety reduction from the apigenin and core temperature cooling, all from 1 completely natural, side effect-free cup of tea.
Okay, now we arrive at the heavy hitter. Remedy 3, CBT-I, or Cognitive Behavioral Therapy for Insomnia. Get this, the American College of Physicians recommends CBT-I as the absolute first-line treatment for chronic insomnia. They literally put it ahead of any medication, and the data totally backs this up. Studies show a staggering effectiveness rate of 70 to 80% in chronic insomnia cases. It doesn't just work temporarily while you're taking a pill, it produces lasting, permanent results that continue long after the program ends. Why? Because it actually rewires your brain's entire relationship with sleep.
Let's break down how this structured program actually operates. It relies on 3 core techniques. Step 1 is sleep restriction. This sounds counterintuitive, but it temporarily limits your time in bed to consolidate your sleep and build up a really strong sleep drive. Step 2 is stimulus control. This actively trains your brain to associate your bed only with sleep. So no scrolling on your phone, no lying there worrying about tomorrow's meetings. Just sleep. And step 3 is cognitive restructuring, where you actively identify and challenge those anxious thoughts about sleep that are actually keeping your insomnia alive.
So, Sarah worked through a free CBT-I program she found online, and her results were nothing short of astounding. Within 6 weeks, her insomnia was entirely gone, not just managed, not masked by chemicals, gone. She had fundamentally changed the core habits and anxious thoughts that were maintaining her sleeplessness.
Which brings us to our final piece of the puzzle. Remedy 4, Lavender aromatherapy.
Now, I'll admit, this might sound a bit more like a spa day treatment than a real medical intervention, but the science all comes down to one specific compound, linalool. Linalool is naturally found in lavender, and when you inhale it, it directly affects the limbic system, which is the emotional center of your brain. By interacting with that system, it significantly and measurably dials down your anxiety and promotes deep physical relaxation.
So, the crucial point is the research behind this, which is incredibly compelling. A study from the University of Southampton found that people who slept in rooms diffused with lavender oil experienced a 20% improvement in their overall sleep quality compared to those who didn't. Think about that. That is a massive, clinically significant improvement from something as simple as a scent.
Sarah took full advantage of this by adding a lavender diffuser to her bedroom. She'd run it for 30 minutes before she went to sleep and just left it on during the night. By combining this with her other remedies, the lavender scent became a powerful mental anchor. This is a concept we call sensory sleep conditioning. Over time, her brain was trained to associate that specific lavender scent with deep rest. Eventually, just catching a whiff of the lavender began making her feel instantly sleepy.
Okay, let's fast forward to 6 weeks after Sarah discovered this natural process. For the first time in 2 solid years, she finally slept entirely through the night. She woke up at 6 a.m. completely naturally, refreshed, energized, and actually smiling. No pills, no weird morning grogginess, no chemical dependencies. Just the power of natural remedies working seamlessly together. Let's quickly summarize Sarah's complete protocol so you can see the big picture. First, magnesium glycinate, 400 milligrams, 1 hour before bed. Second, 1 cup of chamomile tea 30 minutes before bed. Third, integrating those CBT-I techniques like stimulus control. And finally, running a lavender diffuser 30 minutes before and during sleep. These 4 elements worked perfectly in tandem to completely reboot her sleep cycle.
If you take away just one thing from this explainer, let it be this. It's a process, not a pill. Insomnia isn't a life sentence, folks. It is simply a signal from your body telling you that something in your routine or your biology needs real support. You have to work with your biology instead of trying to chemically force it into submission.
So I want to leave you with a quick challenge. If you're struggling with insomnia right now, commit to trying just one of these natural remedies for 7 full days before you judge whether it works. Remember, your body inherently wants to sleep. It just needs the right tools to remember how. So ask yourself, which of these 4 natural remedies are you going to try first? Take action tonight and start reclaiming your rest.